virtual reality, and there was one blurb that you had in a bulletin about taking in a significant other and helping them to realign into your virtual reality. And then I hear you saying, though, you really can't impose yourself on another.
Well, any time you hold someone as your object of attention while you are in alignment with energy, they benefit. You benefit, they benefit. In other words, you just can't be tapped into the energy of your source and appreciating someone without flooding pure positive energy all over and around them. Now, whether they hook into it or not has everything to do with what they are focused upon, but your power of influence comes from your connection to that source energy. So we always say that you cannot vibrate for another, but your power of influence is about connecting to source and then holding them as your object of attention. Usually when we talked about virtual reality, the game of virtual reality, the purpose of it is to set your vibrational tone apart from something that may be happening in the moment. And the reason that we offered the game is because we saw physical humans who were today offering a vibration based on something that didn't happen today. They were offering a vibration today, sometimes based on something that happened 20 years ago. Sometimes they were offering a vibration today based on something that they don't even remember that happened 20 years ago, but it happened 20 years ago and then they've just thought similar thoughts every day since. So today they're still offering a vibration even though it has nothing to do with who they are and what they now want. So we thought that it would be good to divulge to all of you that the vibration that you're offering is because of whatever you're focused upon. And that the universe responds to it, whether it's something that you are focused upon in your reality or something you are conjuring in your mind. In other words, it does not matter why you offer the vibration, what's causing you to offer the vibration. The fact that you are offering it makes it your point of attraction. So we thought that it might be worthwhile to sort of stimulate some of you to the awareness that you could start conjuring on a regular basis for no good reason other than the only good reason, which is to feel good while you do it, and that you could set the tone of your vibration so that you could be standing in reality in a place of poverty, in a place of broken relationship, in a place of broken body, in a place of confusion. You could be standing with some of that or all of that in your now. And you could ignore now by conjuring a fantasy and getting so good at conjuring it that you feel good when you conjure it and you do it often. And you could shift the vibration of your being from the reality to something quite different, and the universe would respond to you as if you were already there. So that the transfer from a place you don't want to be to a place that you do want to be is as easy as imagining in your mind.
Could you do that with finances for me? Would you show me how you start with a situation where my husband, my daughters will say we're financially lacking, and help bridge gradually to a place where they feel abundant?
Well, we can help you do that, but that's not what virtual reality is about.
Right.
Virtual reality is saying, since I'm thinking about finances and feeling bad, rather than taking the subject of finances and trying to shift the vibration of that into something that feels good, which usually isn't very likely because my husband's been, my daughter's been beating the drum of not enough money, and now all of a sudden for me to start beating the drum of enough money, it's not going to happen very quickly. So why not pick my favorite place that I can imagine being and just go there for a moment to give myself the relief of beating this drum? Because law of allowing says that you don't have to talk about the subject of your desire. You've already talked about the subject of your desire. All you got to do is stop talking about the resistance of the subject of your desire. So if you'll stop talking about not enough money and start talking about the flowers in the garden, while you're talking about the flowers in the garden, you're not offering resistance about not enough money. And that was the purpose of virtual reality, to show yourself firsthand that you could lift yourself vibrationally from the problems and dilemmas that you are living long enough to allow them to leave you. The only thing that causes them to keep coming is that you keep them activated in your vibration. So virtual reality is just one more game where you can hold yourself in a vibrational place where you allow what you're wanting to come to you, you see. We don't think that talking about money when you believe you don't have enough is a way to shift that vibration. We think you're better off talking about other things that feel better. This is the thing that physical beings have the most difficulty with. You are so used to taking your issue and working on it. And what we want you to realize is when you work on your issue, you activate it where it already is. So you just sort of justify the lack of what you want for a longer period of time. So the game of virtual reality, as with all of our games, is just another game where you distract yourself from what is bothering you long enough that you allow the universe to yield to you what it is already attempting to yield to you if you were not beating the drum that is not allowing it in.
So how would you address someone who's not involved in Abraham work and help them gradually bridge from lack to something, to seeing finances as abundant?
Well, the most important thing we would do is we would stop giving them the credit for what's not happening in our life. In other words, we would say, I can't do really anything about somebody else's vibration, but I sure can do something about my own. So every time I feel like fussing at them for their lackful vantage point, I got a lackful vantage point too. Mm-hmm. So I think I'm going to stop fussing at them and just let them do whatever they're doing. And I'm going to do virtual realities. I'm going to do books of positive aspects. I'm going to look for the thought that feels better. I'm going to do my best to feel better more of the time. And I will attract to me. And once I've attracted to me, since they live with me, they won't have a financial problem anymore. But what happens so often is you're standing here and you've got an idea of something you want and a method that you think will bring it. And you have a partner who doesn't seem to be doing what you think it takes. And so as you observe the partner who is not doing what you think it takes, now you're not in vibrational alignment either. So, and you just blame the other one for what's not happening to you. And that's what we meant earlier when we said, mind your own business. And we really mean mind your own business, even if you're married to them, even if you're sleeping in the same bed, even if they are your children. Mind your own business, which means mind your own vibration. Mind your own vibration. Mothers will say, well, how can I mind my own vibration when I care so much about my children? And what happens to them really matters to me. And we say, of course, what happens to them matters to you. But if you are focused upon some of their behavior that makes you feel terrible, now you've disconnected from source energy while you hold them as your object of attention. And you cannot be of any value to them then, you see. Sometimes a mother will say to us, but Abraham, won't they think I'm ignoring them? If I withdraw my attention from them, won't they feel ignored? And we say, don't withdraw all of your attention, just withdraw your negative attention. And if you say, but that's all they've got, they only offer me negative things, then we say, withdraw your attention from what you do not want and make the rest up. In other words, you know enough about them, you have a long enough memory, you can find some little piece of something that you hold as your object of attention and feel better. Or focus on the cat, focus upon the bird, focus upon the river, focus upon anything and everything that you can feel good while you focus upon it, because your desire for this person, your desire for this money, your desire for this physical condition, your desire has already been received by universal forces and is already being answered. And anything that you can do to keep yourself from being in a place of resistance of that is very good work to do, you see. We love it when you discover that you don't have to take some issue and wrestle it to the ground and kill it. We love it when you realize that the wrestling that has already taken place has launched a desire, and that the desire is like a rocket shooting to the boundaries of the universe, and that universal forces have heard it and believe it and agree with it and are working on it. In other words, your work is really done in terms of launching creation, and now your work truly is to relax and allow the well-being to flow. Don't you hear your children saying, just let it alone, just let it alone, or just leave me alone? And what they're saying is, please don't keep dragging me back into this strong feeling energy. In other words, just leave me alone, because they naturally know that if they were not being buffeted by this stream of consciousness from worried adults, that they would be in a much better place, you see. It's not the easiest thing for us to, all in one seminar or one sentence, jolt you back into your awareness that well-being is the order of this universe. But we say it every chance we get, because well-being is the order of this universe. And unless you are doing something to mess it up by worrying about something. Well-being will be the balance of your life experience. And everyone that you know will benefit by their association with you, whether they are looking at your beautiful art or whether they are sensing your joyful being. You just sort of spread it everywhere you go. Esther saw Jana during segment of refreshment. She has not seen her or talked to her, and she said to Jerry, she's like fresh air. She's just like fresh air. Just standing next to her is just like fresh air. She just feels good to know. She just feels good to be around. She just feels good, you see. Esther wanted to suck it up, suck it right out of her. Pure positive energy. Yes.
So my sense is being here in your vibration is an uplifting and is an experience that brings us to that place of connection again.
Often it is. Often it is. It's everywhere. The opportunity to connect with who you are is everywhere. And once the desire within you is there to connect, you'll find endless reasons to do it. Endless. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Second row.